Okay, this video is over central tendency. Central tendency is basically just mean, median, and mode, and maybe range as well. So central tendency is mean, median, mode, and maybe range. So we'll add that on there as well. Okay, so these are things you probably had to remember last year. So mean just means the average. Okay, average. You're going to add up all the numbers given and then divide them by the number of numbers you were given. Median is middle. Remember we talked about that in the box and whiskers plots. Okay, that's going to be your middle number when they are, but you have to make sure you put your numbers from least to greatest, and then the number in the middle is the median. If you have an even set of numbers, so there are two numbers in the middle, you're going to find the mean. So you add up the two middle numbers, divide them by 2, and then you'd have the median. Okay, and the mode is the one that occurs most often. So whichever one repeats the most. Sometimes if none of them repeat, then there's no mode. And then range is your biggest number minus your smallest number. Okay, so mean just means average. Add up all the numbers and then divide by the total number of numbers that you added together to get your average. Median is the number in the middle when you arrange your numbers from least to greatest. If there are two numbers in the middle, then you need to add those two numbers together and divide by 2 to find the median. Mode is the number that occurs most often, the one that repeats the most. If none of them repeat, then there's no mode. And then range is your biggest number minus your smallest number. So I'm just going to use some study island questions to go over this with you. So it says, what is the median of the numbers set below? Oops. Okay. See if we can get both of these on one page. Maybe not. Okay. So we need to arrange them from least to greatest. So if I were you, I would write them all down on a piece of paper. Talking about on test day. So write them all down. 55, 26, 51, 61. Just make sure you don't make any mistakes. 64, 49, 22, 34, and 41. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. Let's make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double check. Yep, they're all right. Okay, so first thing I want you to do with your set of data is do least to greatest. So my smallest number here is 22. The reason I wanted you to write them down is that way you can cross them off as you go along. Okay, so we have 22. Next would be 26. Next would be 34. Then 41. Then 44. Then 49, then 51. Ideally, you would want this to be all in one row, but that's not happening for me. Then 55, then 61, and then 64. Okay, so I put them from least to greatest. So to find my median, I'm just going to do this. Cross off one up here, cross one down here. One up here, one down here. One up here, one down here. Okay, so since I had 10 numbers, I had an even amount of numbers. I have 2 numbers in the middle for my median. So I have to find the average. I'm going to add them together and divide by 2. So 46.5 is my median. Okay, and we're just going to keep talking about this data. Median is 46.5. Okay, now let's talk about the mode. This one would have no mode because no numbers repeat. Okay, my mean is going to be me adding up all these numbers and dividing them by 10, because that's how many numbers I'm adding together. So 22 plus 26 plus 34 plus 41 plus 44 plus 49 plus 51 plus 55 plus 61 plus 64. Divide by 10. 44.7 is my mean, or my average. And then my range is going to be my biggest number minus my smallest number. So it would be 64 minus 22. So the range of my data is 42. Okay, so it's as simple as that. You just have to remember what your median, mode, mean, and range mean. Make sure you clearly copy your data and put them from least to greatest correctly. Okay, so it says the mean of 8 number sets is 48.75. What would be the mean if the numbers 90 and 110 are added to the set? So we'd add those numbers in. Okay, 48.75 times 8, because we want to reverse what we're doing. Plus 90 plus 110. That gives us 590 divided by 10. Okay, that's how you figure this out. If the mean of 8 numbers is 48.75, then we're going to multiply this times 8 to get the sum of those 8 numbers. Add in our 2 new numbers, then divide it all by 10, because now we're trying to find the average of 10 numbers, and that comes out to be 59. That was a little tricky. Okay, the mean, just add them all up and divide by how many you have. Same thing with number 4. 5, retread is a used car lot where they line up cars according to price. Today, the front row contains the following prices. What is the median price in the front row? So put them from least to greatest, find the number in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 numbers and odd amount of numbers, so you'll have 1 number in the middle. 6, calculate the grade that Greg will have to make on his 5th test for the average to be at a 90 or above. The first 4 test scores are listed below. Assume that each test is weighted equally. So I would just add up these 3, 97 plus 86 plus 94 plus 92. And then I'd add in that first one, 76. Okay, divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. That's an 89. So we know it needs to be higher than 76. So our only other option is 81. So we do 97 plus 86 plus 94 plus 92 plus 81. Divide by 5 makes a 90. So the answer there would be C. Okay, we know one of these is the answer, so just try and use it. The median of the number set below is 38. If 45 is added to the data set, what is the new median? So just make sure you put them from least to greatest, and then add in 38 and 45, and then find the one in the middle. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to have now 8 numbers. So find the 2 in the middle, add them together, divide by 2, and that should get you your median. Same thing, median, 1 in the middle, put them from least to greatest, find the one in the middle. Okay, this one actually is a mode question. So this is Alice went shopping, this is how much she spent. What is the mode? So what's the one that occurs most often? I see 963, 963, 963. So I think it's going to be 963 is the one that occurs most often. the mean of 8 numbers is 52. What would be the mean if the numbers 102 and 108 were added to the data set? That was like that one before. So you just want to reverse. So 52 times 8. So the sum of these 8 numbers was 416. Add in our 2 new numbers, 102 and 108. And now divide it by 10. And so it would be A, 62.6. Okay, so just remember, mean is the average, add them all together, divide by how many you added together. Mode is the one that occurs most often. Sometimes there's no mode. Range is your biggest number minus your smallest number. And median is putting all your numbers from least to greatest and finding the one in the middle. That's if there's an odd amount of numbers. If there's an even amount of numbers, you'll have 2 in the middle. So you need to add the 2 in the middle together and divide by 2, and you'll find your median. Let me know if you have questions.